How's it hanging, folks? So, today we're playing some Factorio. This is, by the way, the final Factorio episode. I know this because I'm recording this intro after the fact because my headphones broke, the microphone stopped working while I was recording, and so there's no sound. So I went through after the fact and narrated. Enjoy. Okay, so honestly, this first part of it is pretty dang uneventful. You remember how last time I was kind of listless, not really sure what to do? Well, I was even less sure what to do here. So, while waiting on research for stuff, I just went around, upgrading the belts to faster belts, went out, put some more drills down at the mining base, and then decided to go AFK for a while. And just let it research, because I could not think of any way to actually make the base any better without completely overhauling it. And after that really long wait, it came time to actually build the rocket launch pad. I was so excited. I looked at it, found out I already had a lot of it stockpiled, already had machines making most of it. I just had to, retool the construction lines a little bit to make them a little more efficient at producing those, because I didn't really need anything else anymore, so I could just cut out most of it. The only thing I didn't already have a machine making was concrete. And for that, I would need stone bricks, I would need water, and I would need iron ore. Now, all of that was pretty easily obtained. I didn't really need the machine-making walls anymore, because I didn't need the military science anymore, so I just zipped that around. So that was now sending stone bricks up to where I was making the concrete, and diverted one of the iron ore lines over to it as well. And then I waited for it to produce enough concrete for me to actually make the thing, and figured in the meantime, I would put up some solar panels because it produced so many solar panels during the hours I left it unattended. And then I stood and marveled at the enormity of my solar farms for a little bit, because isn't it just magnificent? And then it was time to check the concrete box. Lo and behold, there was plenty of concrete to make the thing. And so I did it. I got together all of the pieces and put together the rocket silo. I was so ready to end the game. And then I found out, oh, yeah, it's not just a rocket silo you need, you actually have to assemble the rocket inside the silo. And so it became time to retool a little bit more and wait once again. And so, after yet another round of waiting, it was complete. The rocket was ready to go to space. I was ready to launch the rocket, end the game. The game had other ideas. It turns out I have to put something in the rocket. I figured I went in the rocket, but I was wrong. Turns out it needs a satellite to go in the rocket to launch. So I had to build a satellite. Now, the satellite wasn't too big of a roadblock. Most of the stuff it needed I was already producing, but it was just a little bit of extra time, but nothing I couldn't overcome fairly quickly. So after a brief waiting period for it to produce enough solar panels and accumulators to actually make the satellite, I built a satellite, and I loaded it into the ship. And once again, it was time. It was the end. It was time for me to finish this game. And then it turns out I needed something else. Turns out I need a cargo landing pad, even if I have no intention of the ship ever landing. So I got on that. Luckily, the cargo landing pad is not nearly as resource intensive as the rocket silo or the rocket itself. I just had to hook back up the concrete machine that I had taken offline and leave it for a bit to build up enough concrete. But after a waiting period that was short compared to the other waiting periods, the cargo landing pad was ready, and this was actually the last thing I needed to launch that freaking ship. And launch it, I did. And with that, the game was won, and I was victorious. I got this glorious end screen. So yeah, that's all the Factorio I got for you. At least for a while. Have to find a different game to play now. Any suggestions are welcome. But I hope that was at least mildly entertaining, and I'll be back again soon with something else. Till then, see ya.